Do you find yourself wanting to create healthy, flavorful meals in your kitchen, but you're not sure where to begin? Trust me, I've been there, and I have got you covered. My name's Tiffany, and I help busy millennials stress less in their kitchen and get dinner on the table faster so they have more time to spend life as they choose. Because life is too short to spend all of that time prepping and cooking, and let's not forget about the cleanup. Check out my link in the description below. Follow me on social media for daily tips, tricks, recipes, and inspiration. And while you're there, hit that subscribe button because I'm dropping videos like this every week, and I would hate for you to miss out on the next tip or trick shared right here inside my tasting room. Now in this video, we are going to cover 5 tips to boost the flavor in your go-to meals without creating extra work and unnecessary stress, because we don't have time for that. And that's not all. I also have a super simple strategy to help you create your meal plan in minutes, so be sure to stick around until the end. Let's get started. So tip number 1 is to use pre-blended seasoning packets. So instead of measuring out 5 or 6 different spices for your meal, grab a blend. Some of my favorites are 3 onion rub and garlic herb rub because we use a lot of garlic and onion seasoned dishes in our kitchen. So instead of the garlic powder, garlic salt, onion powder, and who knows what else you want to grab, go for one of those blends because it's going to have both of those, at least those 2 blends do, and so much more to add even more flavor to your dish. Now, if you are wanting to transport to another country without hopping on a plane, grab yourself a bottle of Jamaican jerk, Korean barbecue, Southwest seasoning, or plenty of others that you can find not only in my pantry, but also at your local grocery store. And you can also add a fresh take to tacos because everyone loves Taco Tuesday, but sometimes you get a little tired of eating the same seasoned taco meat week after week. So for a fresh take, swap out that taco seasoning for chipotle rub, some Tex-Mex, or chili lime. You're still gonna get that delicious Mexican flavor with a little bit of a twist, just enough to tantalize your taste buds and add that fresh take to Taco Tuesday. Now, tip number 2 is to use fresh aromatics and do that without the fuss. So fresh aromatics typically come from fresh garlic, freshly minced onions, or those chopped fresh herbs. But again, we don't have time for that. We want to get dinner on the table faster. And with that, we have got some helpful tools to do that, and they're easy to clean. So you can easily mince garlic without peeling the cloves, so you don't have to worry about your hands smelling like garlic for the rest of the night. Although for me, I really like the smell, so it doesn't bother me. But use a garlic press. And this usually means you don't have to peel the cloves. You just put the clove right in there, squeeze it right into your dish, and you have got the freshly minced garlic that smells and tastes amazing. When it comes to onions, say no to the tears and chop those with a food chopper or our electric twist and chop. A manual food processor also works well. This is going to finely dice or chop however big or small you want those onion pieces, and they all are contained, which means none of those oils getting to your eyes, so you're not going to start crying. And when it comes to fresh herbs, you can, of course, chop them with a knife and cutting board, but my preferred way is using our herb mill, which doubles as a storage container. So it's going to help extend the life of those fresh herbs. Plus, you can chop them right when you're ready to use them to get the best of the aromatics and the flavor. Now, before we jump into tip number 3, I want to hear from you. What is your fresh herb to use while cooking? Basil is one of my favorites, and it's one that we grow a few different varieties of in our garden. Now, there's the traditional basil, You can do purple basil. Thai basil is one of my go-tos. But with that fresh basil, we know the season is short. At least it is here in Minnesota. Maybe that's different where you're watching from. But I want to extend the life of those fresh herbs. And how I do this is I finely chop it with that herb mill, and then I mix it with some olive oil in an ice cube tray, freeze it. Once it's set, you can pop it out, store it in a bag in your freezer, and then you have got that perfectly portioned out fresh basil ready to add to your pasta sauces, your soups, stews, whatever you desire of using with that basil. And if you're looking for more of a fresh aspect for cocktails and mocktails, freeze it in straight up water and you have got that. It's going to keep your beverage chilled, plus add that extra herbal flavor. Now, tip number 3 is to choose flavor-packed pantry staples. So for me, this looks like a lot of balsamic vinegar, but there are other options too that are going to help you turn that basic meal into restaurant quality with just that simple ingredient. So with balsamic vinegar or a balsamic glaze, you can drizzle that over freshly roasted vegetables or a flatbread or pizza to bring it to the next level. Sun-dried tomatoes is another option that you can have ready to go, chopped and add to soups, stews, and pasta sauces. Garlic infused olive oil is another go-to because you can easily transform a loaf of French bread into homemade garlic toast or homemade bruschetta. You can also drizzle that olive oil on noodles or use it as a salad dressing. So many possibilities. Tip number 4 is to brighten your meals with a little bit of citrus. Now, so when you are having those first couple bites and you just think to yourself, something is missing, but I can't quite figure out what it is. Before you grab that salt shaker, grab yourself a lemon instead and try a nice squeeze of lemon juice or a little sprinkle of lemon zest. This citrus is going to brighten up the dish, not only by looks, but also by flavor and give it a nice, fresh flavor. You just might be surprised. So with the lemon juice or even vinegar is another option to brighten up those dishes, especially if you have fresh veggies or seafood in the mix. Now, when it comes to those roasted veggies, you want to add juice during the last couple minutes of cooking, but the zest, you want to top it right before serving. Either way, both are going to get added towards the end, so that way you get the most out of the aromatics and the flavor. Now, before we jump into the last tip, I want to remind you to hit that subscribe button because I'm dropping videos like this every week, and I would hate for you to miss out on the next tip or trick shared right here inside my tasting room. So tip number 5 is to get creative with flavor bombs. Now, these come in a few different forms. Most popular are going to be compound butter, some infused oils, and flaky sea salt. So with that compound butter, you can make your own by adding those fresh herbs, garlic, onion, lots of different options to regular butter. And my personal favorite is garlic butter or ramp butter. And when you drop that flavor bomb onto a grilled steak with mashed potatoes, you are totally transported to a new place because it is so good. One of my favorite infused oils is our garlic parmesan oil. So this acts as a dipping oil for bread, but it also works to brush on homemade French bread or garlic bread, bruschetta, drizzle with pasta. Again, so many possibilities. And for some other infusions, we have got spicy pizza and Italian. The spicy pizza is delicious on homemade pizza, by the way. And I have had some customers recently dipping fries in them for a fun twist. So definitely fun to experiment with those and transport yourself to another place without leaving your kitchen. And when it comes to the flaky sea salt, this is going to bring your brownies and your chocolatey desserts to a whole new level. And there you have it. 5 simple ways to boost the flavor of your everyday meals without the extra work and unnecessary stress. So let's keep this momentum going by helping you create your meal plan in minutes right away today. First, you want to incorporate theme days. Some of my family's favorite theme days are Meatless Monday, Taco Tuesday, Travel Thursday, Stir Friday, and Slow Cooker Saturday. By using theme days, it takes the guesswork out of cooking. You get your theme, you might have 2 or 3 recipes to pick from, and then poll your family. See what they are interested in and see what they want to give a try. Also, it's fun to boost the creativity by helping your kids pick out those theme days with you. And if you have a favorite theme day, let us know in the comments. Tip number 2 is to incorporate those family favorites into your normal routine. So once you have your theme days, add 1 or 2 recipes for the week that are family favorites. This is especially important for those with picky eaters. When those picky eaters see a recipe on the meal plan that they know and love, they're more likely to try a new recipe that they might not be so sure about, because they know if they don't like it, they have leftovers from that family favorite meal the night before, so they will still eat dinner. Also, to help with picky eaters, get them involved in the kitchen with you. Let them help you with meal prep and teach them the ways of cooking. Age-appropriate tasks, of course. But when they are helping with either that meal prep and that planning process, they're more likely to try those new recipes as well. And number 3 is to repurpose your leftovers. So get creative. When you make a big batch of taco meat for Taco Tuesday, repurpose them as breakfast burritos or a taco salad or a burrito bowl. This is going to bring new life to that taco meat and also help you get out of that recipe rut and look forward to cooking and eating those meals again. Be sure to check out that link in the description below. Follow me on social media for daily tips, tricks, recipes, and inspiration. And I'll see you next time in my tasting room.